Hey everyone, this is my 1993 E34 580i. I just wanted to give a little video of how to bleed your coolant system because I had an issue with it, and well, figuring out how to do some things on this car is, well, not fun, but you have to learn. So basically, first, engine has to be cold, and what you're going to want to do is just loosen up the bleeder valve for the radiator. And I'm not sure if you can tell, but it doesn't have too much coolant in. I did fill it up just yesterday, and you can just see, just like there, should be able to see that it's not full. So what you're going to want to do is basically, you're going to want the coolant to be full, obviously. Well, not full, but you're going to want more than what I have. I'm using some anti-freezing coolant mixture from Wilco. Yeah, that's what you need. Get a funnel, make sure you get it right. If you want, you can tip it sideways, but I've got a funnel, so it should be fine. Okay, as I was saying, you do not want to drop the bleeder screw, but what you want to do is get the top hose and just squeeze it a little bit. As you can probably see, coolant is going up and down as I squeeze. What this does is it just lets coolant go into the head and the block so that it won't be running dry for a moment, and that should get rid of all the air in the system. I'm just going to pop a little bit more coolant in because my current issue is having small bubbles of air that cause it to overheat a little bit and doesn't really let the water pump work entirely. Should be a good amount. Actually, what I'll do is I'll add a tiny bit more. Better safe than sorry. And if there is a problem with too much coolant, it will just come out of the bleeder valve. Now if I squeeze it, yeah. Okay, there we go. You can't really tell that this hose will be full. You won't really be able to tell, apart from if you just eyeball it by the, well, whatever you want to call that. But you'll be able to know and just guess roughly or estimate. Then you're going to want to pop this back on, the cap, onto the radiator. And you're going to want to leave this a little bit loose, not too loose, otherwise it might pop off as it just did. And now if I go to start the car, if I just put it is a cold start, you're going to want to have the heating on as well. To start up, you're going to want to have the heating on max, because then I just get air through the blower motor, and it is a bit loud on this side. So you're going to want to start it up real quick. and what it should do, the air should come out of this valve, the small one. Should properly put it back into place. There we go. You're going to want that a bit loose. Obviously this is tightened-ish, or should be at least. And then any air that will be running through the engine should come out of this little valve. Any coolant as well, if you put in too much, should come out, but that shouldn't be too much of a problem. But yeah, make sure you do this on a cold engine. I just, well, this is the first time I started it today, so it's cold. It'll take a little second to start up, but should leave it at that. And then what you're going to want to do is literally just let it run for a minute or two. That way all the air pops out of the little screw, again, and any coolant if need be. You should just give it a minute or two, it should be all fine. While I wait for that to happen, pop this back in. And to be fair, if everything is fine, shouldn't really have air in the system. Shouldn't overheat because it's currently, well, it doesn't really overheat. Only issue is it does get a bit hot once you turn it off, and then the water pump has to work. So I think I was a bit low on coolant, if anything, but I'll just flush it out, or bleed it if you want to call it. Bleed it while I'm here, sorting it out. And it should be fine. Right, since it's been a minute or two, I'm just going to pop this back on now as well. And my leader screw is a bit messed up, as you can see, but it gets the job done, I suppose. And my radiator is a bit loose because the other clip doesn't want to settle in. But yeah, that should be good. And obviously, if the car's fine, it should not have overheated by now. Should be completely fine. And that's basically it. That's how I would do it. I will also add, you might want to shut off the engine once it's sort of warmed up after a minute or two and start it up back again. That's what I usually do, but I'm not sure if that's the right thing to do, but it just sort of feels safer, giving it like a new start, a new life sort of thing. But yeah, thank you for watching.